Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids, I just want to issue an apology. You know, in Galaxy of Heroes, I sometimes get bogged down in the details. Like, did Capital Games push the monetization too far? Can they be doing more with Galaxy of Heroes to embrace the love we have for Star Wars? I apologize. Today, we're going to be focusing on the core topic we let elude us, and that is, what has Kaylee been doing during their turn on the laptop at Capital Games? We have that answer today. It looks like CG has come out of the woodworks and announced a new Hero Collector mobile gaming. They didn't need to do a lot of digging on the name of the game. Let me tell you here, and for those that might not be interested in the new title of the game, or what genre, or what's the IP attached to it, I think it has important implications for Galaxy of Heroes. Come on over. Kaylee, during their turn at the laptop over at Capital Games, they have been working on a brand new game, which I forgot. They updated this a couple years ago. I want to say maybe 2-3 years ago on the website, where they said we're working on something new because they have Galaxy of Heroes. They don't really do too much right now, but they were working on something new. We were speculating what it was, and here it is today. EA did a little press release today on a new mobile game for Lord of the Rings. And you know, it's a little on the nose. The name is called The Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, in development at the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Studios. So they didn't really need to do a lot of digging on what the name of the game should be. Long story short, what's the overall type of game going to be? Well, basically what we're used to. A hero collector game attached to some sort of IP. Galaxy Heroes obviously tied to Star Wars. Marvel Strike Force obviously tied to Marvel, made by Scopely. But here's, I think, what they're really trying to target at. I love keeping tabs on a variety of hero collector games. I play Marvel Strike Force Raid, Galaxy Heroes. I tried out games like Dragon Champions. The lady to Star Stories plays Disney Sorcerers. There's also a new DC hero collector game called DC Worlds Collide. Mobile gamers have been playing it on Twitch a lot. It's like Batman and Penguin brought together, that type of game. I truly think Capital Games, I truly believe they're trying to target Raid Shadow Legends above all these other games. Raid Shadow Legends is a huge game, and they surpass a lot of metrics, even compared to Galaxy of Heroes. I kind of believe this is the target demographic they're trying to aim at. Now, jury's gonna be out what this game's gonna look like, but here's what we're gonna do. I wanna read this article that's kind of summarizing what the EA press release has showcased here, and I kind of want to wrap up, how is this affecting Galaxy Heroes? Because I truly do believe this game, this game that's coming, this Lord of the Rings game, is going to be partly responsible for why the game is slow, why there's an uptick in bugs, and then we're going to talk about how I feel about Capital Games running the show here. I will say, I am excited for this. I have played a lot of Lord of the Rings game in the past. Like, here's one right here that I want to bring to your guys' attention. Right above me right here. Return the King is one of them. If you guys played it back in the day, they had a lot of Lord of the Rings games for GameCube, I think, PlayStation. They were so much fun to play, at least in my nostalgia world. They are. Maybe they still are to this day. I haven't replayed it since then. Now, for those that were hoping with this new partnership with the Middle-earth studios as well as EA, maybe I was hoping for maybe remakes of this game. I think on the upside, potentially, maybe they'll be remaking games like this for console, PC. Not everyone's excited for a mobile game, although I will admit, I do love hero collectors genre-based games. And I'm not gonna lie, based off Capital Games' history, I bet their game's gonna look like this. A 2003 mobile game of Galaxy of Heroes is any indicator. But anyways, let's go ahead and read this together. EA's making Lord of the Rings games again. The Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth is in development at Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Studios. So here we go. The Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. I was just making a joke of AP Games behind the scenes. Like, you know, I should make my own game called Heroes of the Galaxy. Well, they kind of beat me to it right here. Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth is Electronic Arts' next big license title for mobile platforms. The publisher announced on Monday, billed as a collectible role-playing game. So again, Galaxy Heroes Marvel Strike Force, you guys know the drill at this point. For those that follow the channel here, it'll begin in a limited regional beta test this summer. So it's coming out this summer. Beta test, early access. Games always like to roll out like this. I know Star Wars Hunters technically is still in beta access. Right now it's supposed to be rolled out soon. So I suspect maybe end of the year, early 2023 is when this game will actually come out. If you are interested in Lord of the Rings, which I do have an interest in it, but I got some problems as we'll talk about. Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. I can't stop laughing at that. Will be developed at EA Capital Games based in Sacramento, California. That's the studio responsible for Star Wars Galaxy. Whether you like Capital Games or not, you gotta admit, it is an enormously successful mobile collectible RPG. Really kind of, people are trying to, although Galaxies is not the first hero collector game by any stretch of the imagination, in terms of mobile gaming pushing monetization and some core features, other games try to mimic them. So let's keep reading on here. A news release from EA and it said Heroes of Middle-earth will involve turn-based combat and a wide roster of characters across a vast universe of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Malaki Boyle, EA's vice president for mobile RPG, said the game will also feature, I have some doubt here, Galaxies out of all the hero collector games out there that currently exist, DSA, Marvel Strike Force, Raid, all those guys, they are far behind the graphical fidelity. Maybe they'll catch up since it's being released in 2022, 2023. It might not be tied to 2015 graphics here, but they claim some high fidelity graphics, cinematic animations, and stylized art. The statement also said that Heroes of Middle-earth is the first mobile game developed by EA, inspired by storylines, locations, characters, and lore from the Lord of the Rings game. It's first mobile game. I was gonna say, we were playing some gameplay right here of previous Lord of the Rings games that we've had here. So it's gonna be inspired by some actual storylines out there, which is kind of one thing Galaxy is kind of like, there's not really a story, whereas Marvel Strike Force, they've kind of developed a core story around the game. So it'll be interesting to see EA kind of go down that direction. Electronic Arts has published Middle-earth games under the license going back to 2002. So I believe this was under the Middle-earth studio games back in the day as well. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, through that license was to adapt the Peter Jackson films of the day and not the J.R.R. Tolkien literary works, specifically. EA's last Middle-earth game was 2009. Goodness, 2009. The Lord of the Rings Conquest for Nintendo DS, PlayStation 3, Windows PC, and Xbox 360. And finally, as far as mobile titles, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment has published 5 of the last 6 Middle-earth games for Android and iOS. Although Glue Mobile, acquired by Electronic Arts in 2020, and very recently, that's the studio that has Disney's Source Arena, developed and published 2010's tower defense titled The Lord of the Rings Middle-earth Defense. Before that, Gem That Mobile published 8 Lord of the Rings adaptations for phones, and they were acquired by EA in 2006. All right, so first things first. I actually would have been like seriously interested in this game, if Capital Games wasn't on the label of this. Not to say I'm a bigger Lord of the Rings fan than I am Star Wars or even Marvel for that matter. I played a lot of Lord of the Rings games in the past, and there's definitely a universe there for a hero collector's genre there. For me personally, spoiler, I wish Bethesda would kind of do like a Fallout type of hero collector game. Again, that's just me personally. So I am excited to see that we're getting yet another hero collector game, and despite CG and how they manage Galaxy of Heroes, they know how to keep a mobile game running for many, many years. And what I can say for those Lord of the Rings fans that are excited for a mobile game, I would expect this game is going to be very playable for 3-4 years. And then afterwards, once they kind of latched on to a dedicated audience like Galaxy, I think that's when you're going to be really milked to the maximum. So I expect actually some fairly generous offers and gameplay, and then free-to-play accessibility right away. Because you got to latch people on, and then once they're hooked, it's hard to kick that addiction a couple years down the road. I want to transition this over to Galaxy of Heroes and how I think this actually makes a lot more sense. I completely forgot that CG was working on something. And I do believe this is partly the reason why we've seen a very slow release schedule for Galaxy Heroes. Bugs on the rise now more than ever. Bugs are more prevalent, broken kits, broken stuff inside the game. I feel like we in the Galaxy Heroes community, we do a lot more to get, I feel like they just roll it out. We kind of find the bugs and then they get around to it whenever they find the time, depending on if it's gonna hurt their bottom line or not. I firmly do believe that this is part of the reason why Galaxy Heroes is having a slow release schedule. I think they're splitting up their team, and also I believe they're still working remotely. On top of that, to this day, ever since the pandemic started here, I mean, they stretched out the Inquisitors for 6 months in Galaxy Heroes, and the only thing that we could see they're focusing on is a slow character release schedule and working on the next monetization scheme called Datacrons. Maybe I'm overly pessimistic. Will I give this game a shot when it comes out? Probably. But I always say this as a joke. You know, there's been thousands of games released throughout human civilization. And the one game I happen to fall on that I liked a lot was Galaxy Heroes, and it happened to be in the hands of one of the worst PR development studios out there. I just want to clarify, anytime I crap on Capital Games, it's not the developers that actually create the game. It's the people that actually manage and run the game. They're a PR nightmare. I've had horrible experiences with them in the past, from them threatening that they have the threatening legal action, claiming they have legal authority over what I post on my channel, and a myriad of other stuff, like them going out banning alt accounts, which that's just a cherry on top. We've had so much bad juju in the past. We'll see though. If you guys are interested in this, I would definitely want to check it out. I don't expect any attention from CG, and again, I don't play games to be in the developer's favors. I actually am interested in this game. It sucks that CG is running it, so I know we're gonna have to go through another PR nightmare cycle, poor communication, and overly monetize things. But hey, if you like Datacrons, I bet they're gonna release Ringcrons and Elven Discs at some point in the future of Heroes of the Middle Earth. I'm gonna pass that over to you guys. Are you guys excited for maybe a new Hero Collector game? Despite what you think about CG and their overly aggressive monetary predatory schemes, man, that's a mouthful right there. They do know how to make a decent Hero Collector game that could survive the test of time. Galaxy Heroes has outlived and out-revenued Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. Think about it. You got to give them credit where credit is due. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And until we meet again, always remember that it's great to be in the Middle Earth today.